Hey, welcome back to the new Nellie college football game video. I'm just going to start a game. Just simulating two players. I've got my two team cards here. We're having 72 USC, the team Keith Jackson claimed was the best team he ever saw, and we have 97 Michigan and their famed defense on this side. We've got our game board. We've got our first down marker of football. We've got the scoreboard here. Let me go ahead and write in the team names. We're going to go ahead and call USC the visitor, and Michigan will get the ball second. All right, what do we got? We've got our team cards here with all the play data, roster, special teams, sacks and interceptions, and all of their numbers up here. USC from 1972 is a run-heavy team, as most all teams were back then. 97 Michigan's also a run-heavy team. That'll come into play a lot more during an official solo game, but during a two-player game where you have each player playing offense and defense, that's just more of an informational thing. It doesn't really come into gameplay at all, unless you're not familiar with the team that you're playing with, and then they'll just let you know they ran the ball a vast majority of the time. USC's resume card, their record, their conference, were they national champions, their head coach, their yards per play. Quarterback card, take a look at this. Anytime we pass, short passes are completed more often than long passes, obviously. And their interception rate comes into play. This game's all stats based. The yards per carry for each individual ball carrier, the yards per reception for each ball receiver or pass catcher, they're all accurate. They all add up to their real life averages, as does the completion percentage and interception percentage by all the quarterbacks in the game. Kickers as well, their overall field goal percentage is accurate. Short field goals are easier to make, chip shots. And then the longer the field goal, the harder it is to make. And field goals top out at 55 yards. You're not allowed to attempt a field goal past 55 yards. Here are my 4 play type calls on offense. We have inside run and outside run, short pass and long pass. Those are my choices. There's only 4 play type choices, but within each play type, if I look at my team card, there are 10 plays within each one. So each team has 40 play outcomes that may occur on any given play. I'm focusing on offense for USC. That means I'm on defense for 97 Michigan. I have 6 defensive cards I can call on, in addition to a goal line card, which only comes into play on 4th and 1, and goal to go situations from the 1-yard line. And I also have the Nellie card, which can be good or bad for either player. The Nellie big play card is played by the defense. The defense chooses when to play it, but they must play it once per half, twice if your opponent is an option team. The summary of this card is: half the time nothing happens, a quarter of the time it's a long breakaway touchdown for the offense, and a quarter of the time there's a fumble and a turnover. That must be played at least once per half. So I'm going to put Michigan's other cards over here. I've got my special teams chart handy, both sides. All kickoffs are assumed to land near the goal line. So what I'm going to do first is roll a D12 and check my kickoff returner for USC right here. Anthony Davis, big year for kickoff returns, averaged 39 yards a kick return, so that's going to be nice. He's at the top rating. I'm going to roll my D12 to see how far out he takes the ball. Okay, I rolled a 7. If I look on my chart, he ran the kickback 33 yards. So it's 1st and 10 here at the 33. I move my first down marker. Now, the same time I rolled that, I should have rolled my 2 D10s. If this is a 90 or above, it's a kickoff return for touchdown. The chart shows you what are the odds of that. So it's not a kickoff return for touchdown, but I do have 1st and 10 at the 33, my own 33. So I'm on offense. I need to have my quarterback card handy and my 4 play cards, my 4 play choice cards. Meanwhile, on defense, my opponent is going to have the Nellie card and his 6 regular defensive cards. It's 1st and 10. I'm a run-heavy team. He's going to want to pick a defense that probably keys on my run. If he knows me personally, he might know that I like to go long on 1st and 10, so he'd combat that with the right defense. So I'm just going to pick a defensive card at random. Okay. Cards are double-sided in a sleeve. Okay. We both play our choices. This is what we have. I chose an inside run play, and his defense keys on a short pass or a long pass. So I'd be in real trouble if I chose a pass, but I didn't. I chose an inside run. So his defensive call doesn't influence my play call at all. And now all I need is a D10. And on my inside run, I have 10 outcomes, and I'm going to roll. I rolled an 8. Fullback trap with Sam Bam Cunningham for 2 yards. So I'm up to the 35. It's 2nd down and 8. So I'll move the down marker there. I like to give the defensive player that responsibility, but it's up to you. All right, I got 2nd and 8. I'm going to pick my offensive play again. My opponent picks his defense. 2nd and 8. Okay. So me and my opponent would play our cards simultaneously. Let's pick a new defense for them. Okay. There we go. This time I picked an outside run. His defensive keys on the stunt cover 1 are inside run and short pass. So again, the defense is not influencing my play outcome. My outside run has 10 possible outcomes, and so I'll roll. I rolled an 8 again. Sam Cunningham with a counter for 3 more yards. I'm out to my 38, and I've got 3rd and 5 coming up. Okay, we're going to go ahead and influence this play outcome here by picking a defense that does influence my play. It's 3rd and 5. I want to attempt a short pass. A short pass, my completion percentage is higher than my overall completion percentage, but 97 Michigan, one of the great pass defenses of all time with Charles Woodson. Against a short pass, my quarterback, Mike Ray, whose completion percentage on a short pass is usually 0 to 66, because he's a 57% passer overall, and you add 10 to that, so it's 0 to 66. Against 97 Michigan, my short pass against this defense is -8. So I got to subtract 8 from this. So when I roll my 2 D10s, that will give me an outcome from 0 to 99. I now have to roll. Only a 0 to 58 is a complete pass. It also increases the interception chance by 4%. So my interception chance on a short pass is 94 to 99. Well, now it's 90 to 99. Okay. I roll a 60, and there you have it. It would have been a complete pass ordinarily, but because of this defensive influence, it's incomplete, and I move to 4th down and 5 at my own 38. Obviously, I want to punt here. And for special teams, I have 2 things to look at. I'm going to look at my punter's average, and roll a d12. After that, the Michigan team, my opponent, will roll a d12 as well, and based on his punt returner's average, he'll see what the return is. Also, rolling the two d10s to see if it's a punt return for touchdown. My punter averages only 36 yards per punt. I rolled a 1, so he kind of shanked it there. He only punted it 28 yards. 2, 12, 22, 28. The ball's going the other way. So, Michigan's punt returner, Charles Woodson, of course, he only averaged 9 yards a punt return for this season. So my opponent with his own D12 would roll. A returner with an average of 9 yards a return who rolls a 6. He just returns it 5 meager yards, but it's 1st and 10 Michigan at their own 39. I'll move my first down marker going the other way. First down Wolverines. And I put my offensive play choice cards away as now I'm on defense. Hopefully this was a good introduction. Play continues, of course. And as the base game treats possessions kind of like a baseball game, I did not score my first possession. Each team gets 10 possessions per game, with a chance here with the yellow space. If you're down by 8 points or less, you have a last chance here to try to score by only passing. You cannot use a running play at all, and the defense knows that as well, so they'll play accordingly. You have your final score. Hope this is easy to understand. This is aimed and geared towards a simpler football game than your more popular Stratomatic games that are more in-depth, more charts, and the like. This is just a light version, but stats-based, legitimate, valid, for, hundreds and hundreds of teams offered.